Hey everyone, it's Wendy Hutchinson. It's been a while since I've put a video out, but I have been feeling so many shifts and things happening on the planet and within my personal coaching practice with my clients that I wanted to just get on today and talk a little bit about the trends that I'm seeing that are coming forward right now. Basically, we are in the final stretch of clearing. And what that means is clearing and releasing everything that's no longer aligned for us. The last 2 years in particular, 2020, 2021, have been really pivotal in bringing truth to the surface. Truth has been rising about who we are, about our relationships, about the choices we're making, the patterns of behavior that don't serve us, whether that's drinking too much, staying in relationships that aren't aligned with us, pretending and putting a false front on around who we are, knowing damn well that's not who we are to make other people comfortable. There are just so many things that are being brought to the surface and forced in our face to look at, to process, to own, to heal, to change and shift. And we've had many years to do this, but the frequencies of the planet have been denser, lower vibrational, which have allowed for deception and ego and greed and all of those anger, depression, all of those lower vibrational feelings and experiences to express. But the time is now. Our planet is rising, going to light, and frequencies are changing. And what that means is we who are choosing to go higher in our human experience, we who are choosing ascension, we who are focused on the evolution of our soul, are going to be feeling so pressed to let go of resistance to everything that's no longer true for us, to make hard calls, whether it's leaving a job security because it's toxic, whether it's leaving a relationship because you know and have known forever that it's not for you, but you continue to stay because it's convenient. You know, these are things that we're being challenged to do. We're being challenged to choose us in all things. And it's really difficult because even when we know that what we're doing is not aligned, we are such masters at convincing ourselves that we have to stay in that situation. We're so good at lying to ourselves. And we believe the lie because it's easier, right? It's easier not to break up. It's easier not to have to move because your roommate situation doesn't work out. It's easier to stay in a job and take the paycheck because you know the dysfunction already. And you're going to tell yourself, God, I don't know if I should change because, I don't know. It's going to be hard to find another. We're so good at creating obstacles to our greatness. We are so good at it. And now is the time that needs to stop and that needs to change. And so I wanted to get on today and just kind of express what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, the trends, the knowing that I have around what's happening on the planet, because people are going to start freaking out. Stuff is going to shake things up on the planet's surface, in our realities, in our politics, in our media. Things are happening, and it's all going to come forward, and is coming forward right now. So what do you do with that? What do you do with that? How does that relate to you? And it relates to you in the fact that you're being challenged right now to align with your truth. You're being challenged right now to practice self-care and to nurture and honor your physical body and emotional and physical needs, whether that's taking a nap, taking a sea salt bath, taking a few extra minutes in the morning to drink your coffee and just reset before you start on your day, to ground. self-care is so important right now, because if you are not taking care of yourself and you are running yourself ragged and moving into a space of total collapse, you're no good to anyone. So as we are assimilating and processing and anchoring these new frequencies coming into the planet, which are taking the planet to light, which are requiring all of us on the planet's surface to elevate, align, raise our frequency, and drop the bullshit, self-care is a very pivotal part of it. So as we, I don't know how many of you follow my newsletter, but I want to thank those of you who do. You can subscribe to my newsletter at alinealifecoaching.com on my website. And I know that some of you are probably tired of hearing me speaking about letting go, about shedding and releasing, about cutting ballast. And this message I have been hammering home for a long time. And it's important. Why? Because you can't run and fly with sandbags being pulled behind you and literally anchoring and tethering you to lower dimensional experiences on earth. You want to rise, you want to change your life, you want to evolve, you want to strive, you want to thrive, you got to cut the ballast. So I have been talking for months about the need building up to the end of the year to let go of everything, aspects of self-sabotaging behaviors, stories that we've attached to it that have defined our whole lives that just aren't true. Wash, rinse, repeating the same patterns time and time again, and then crying about why you're in the same space. This is a time for empowerment. This is a time to own and claim yourself. This is a time to step up and stop crying about your circumstance and do something about it. No one is coming to save you. You are responsible for saving you. And that comes through alignment. It comes by making tough calls. It comes from disappointing people. It comes from setting boundaries. It comes from owning and claiming your power and knowing who you are and knowing who is in your court and who is sandbagging you. I've cut those sandbags a long time ago, and I have literally felt myself literally energetically lift every time a tie was cut. It was necessary for my own personal growth and evolution. I'm in a space where only things that are supporting me, lifting me, encouraging me, and cheering me on are going to be in my life. I have no tolerance for anything that is going to just energetically bleed me dry, that's going to hold me back, that's going to make me doubt myself. There is zero tolerance for that anymore. And you'd be amazed at how fast and how far you fly when you get the courage to let go. So that's the first part of my share, is the importance of honoring yourself, even if it means hurting the feelings of the people around you. Because not everybody is meant to go where you're going. Not everybody's going to do the work. A lot of people like it down there in the mud. They love it. Let them wallow in it. Let them stay there. That doesn't mean you need to be dragged down into the mud, right? The second thing is new life emerging. Creation is going to be a big theme for 2022. And by creation, I'm talking about what you want to create in your life. There are so many people whose dreams are dying a slow death inside of them because all they focus on are the what ifs, the negative what ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm embarrassed? What if people don't like me? What if people think I'm crazy? We have these what if stories that are always negative, but I want to flip the script and tell you that we need to think of the what ifs in a positive way. What if you fly? What if you thrive? What if you stepping into your light is going to impact and change the world? It's going to change your family. It's going to change your social circle. It's going to elevate your life in ways you can't imagine because you decided to have courage and go for it. Everything we do in life is an experience for our soul growth. So whether we rise or fall, whether we, succeed, whatever that means, or fail, whatever that means, it's all an experience for soul growth. There is no failing. It's a learning experience. So we have to kind of take the judgment out of our desire to win, succeed, be the best. All of that is smoke and mirrors. That doesn't mean shit about who you are as a person. I would much rather spend my time with somebody who keeps getting up after they're knocked down than the person who wins the race. Because the person who's getting knocked down is showing incredible grit. And that's what we need right now. We need grit. We need to anchor in. We need to know who we are. We need to stop the bullshit and stop lying to ourselves and hoping somebody's going to change or hoping the circumstance is going to change and posting all these great pictures on Facebook to show how happy we are when we're not happy. Listen, I've played that bullshit game and it's not serving anyone, and least of all, it's not serving you. So get real. This is a wake-up call to get real because it's time. And when you get real, yeah, it's scary. Because you know what? Some people don't like the real you. They like the fake you. And those aren't your people, Anyway, I digress. What I've been feeling is the full anchoring in is Sophia energy. Sophia energy is the divine feminine, and she's here and she is full force anchoring into the planet right now. And what does that mean? What does it mean when we have more divine feminine energy coming into the planet? I know the spiritual people around us have been talking about it and excited about it, but I'm telling you now, she's fully anchoring in. And what that means is we're going to see more balance in all aspects of life. We have been living in a time that has been dominated by the masculine, by the Christos energy, which has really created an imbalance. It has been very dominated by ego, by warfare, by power, by greed, corruption. It has been completely suppressing and oppressing women. It has been completely suppressing and oppressing love frequencies, inclusion, connection, community. There's been a lot of control that has come around based on those Christos male-dominated energies. But now we've had the divine feminine coming in, which is going to be beautiful because that is going to be more open heart, love, community, connection, elevation. It's really going to be a game changer. It's really going to create space and frequency for us to expand, to create our new lives, to get really intentional as we approach winter solstice on December 21st. Get really intentional about who we are and why we're here. Get really intentional about the life you want to create. What does that look like? What does the energy feel like? And I always encourage people in my workshops, in my private coaching practice, to stop focusing on what you've been programmed to view as success. People are so used to putting money on the vision board, success on the vision board, professional achievement on the vision board. What about your soul? What about who you're becoming as a person? To me, that is the most valuable aspect and energy exchange that I want to focus on. Focus on who you want to become, not to receive accolades and approval from everybody around you, but to feel good about yourself. Because basically, love and self-love and worthiness is an inside job. It's not something that you should be constantly seeking and striving for, because when you do that, you are on an endless hamster wheel of pushing and trying and wanting to be the winner. Personally, I feel like your soul is where it's at, where our energy should be focused right now, the evolution of our soul. And we're here at this time on the planet for the very reason we are here right now is to anchor light, to support the higher evolution of Earth and the new world. So if you are seeking a better life experience, ascension, growth, evolution, it's time to peel back those layers and get really intentional about the life you want to create. Who do you want to be? What should the energy feel like in your home, in your work environment, in your relationships? And then make aligned choices to support that. So that's about it, I guess. I just wanted to share that we, our planet, everyone is going to light who is choosing to go higher. And that requires us to really get intentional about letting all this crap go, all the stories, all the patterns, all the bullshit that we have been dragging behind us for a lifetime. It's time to cut the ballast, guys. It's time to go higher. It's time to create magic. It's time to manifest. It's time to hold that higher frequency and alignment, because when you are aligned, you are unstoppable. So take some time before winter solstice and get clear about what it is you want to create with your life, and then do it, because you having the courage to do it is going to inspire others around you to do it. And for those of you who know you have a soul contract right now and mission to come forward and do the work and play your role as a light worker, the meter's running. It's time to step up. That's why you're here. That is why you're here. The world needs you. So on that note, I hope you guys have an amazing day. Love you all. It's gosh, it's a pretty exciting time right now on the planet, and I'm glad we're all here together. Take care. Bye.